Hello and welcome to ASMR. Now today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit of a different video to some of my more recent videos. My more recent videos have been collection Blu-ray box set showcases, but today I wanted to do something, switch up a little bit. I've still got some other thing, like DVDs and stuff. Modern series, I have those, most of those on DVD, and I've still got some classic Q DVDs from before I started getting the collection sets. But I wanted to switch up a little bit today and talk about a book, talk about some books. So we're going to start with this. This is Whographica, an infographic guide to time and space by Simon Carrier, Steve O'Brien and Ben Morris. Now one thing you'll be able to notice a few things, is that the setup has changed a little bit slightly. You can see this blue wall here. What you could probably also be able to tell is the video quality is a lot clearer. I wasn't quite happy with the video quality of those previous videos, but just because of the nature of filming them, the angles and stuff, I'm filming this on my phone, but I couldn't use my phone. I couldn't get it angled properly to film the box set collection set videos. I have the collection sets always down on a flat surface, so maybe I won't redo them obviously, but we'll see how this setup goes. With those videos, I was recording the video on a separate video camera and then the audio from my phone, but this way I'm doing it straight from my phone. So we'll see sort of how well that pans out, basically, audio wise, but yeah, the video should be a lot clearer, hopefully. But yeah, enough about that. Let's get talking about this book here. So this book, as you can tell from the logo used on it, this is a little bit of an older book. This is from 2015, 2016. The last story, the most recent story at time of release, when this book was released, was The Husbands of River Song, which was Christmas 2015. So it's, a little bit, I suppose you would say, out of date now, but it's still very, very interesting, nonetheless. It's my dog. Yeah, basically what this book is, it's sort of a book of statistics almost. It's got a lot of statistical information and fun graphics and stuff. Which I think, a book of statistics doesn't sound very interesting, but the way it's presented is wonderful and lovely. So yeah, let's start talking about the book. So we're going to go through sort of roughly page by page, not spend too long on each page, but just to get a sense of it. So have a quick bit of coffee here. I've got a coffee, and the mug I'm using for my coffee, I'll show you here. I'm not going to tip it too much because you can see coffee in there. You can see a little bit of a stain there. Yeah, it's a little bit scuffed actually, but it's a collage of all the doctors and their companions. And again, this only goes up to Peter Capaldi, their 12th Doctor, and Clara. But it's a great mug. It's just the same image 3 times on the mug, but it's good. I'm sure lots of people will judge my coffee there. Anyway, let's go through this book. So here says this tree map represents the contents of Whographica. Its constituent parts are sized according to the lengths of the chapters. So the bigger the block, the bigger the chapter, basically. So chapter 1 is about the Doctor. Chapter 2, monsters and enemies. Chapter 3, Earth. Chapter 4, that's silly. Chapter 5, friends and companions. Chapter 6, total destruction. Chapter 7, technology. Chapter 8, down here is a very small one, mind to the gap. Chapter 9, Daleks. Chapter 10, TARDIS. Chapter 11, alien worlds. And chapter 12, 16 days, 8 hours, 13 minutes, 51 seconds, and counting. I believe that is sort of the total length of every episode up until that point. I wonder how long it would be now. Now we've had, series 10, and of course the whole of the Jodie Whittaker era. And then you've got an appendix here, the making of Whographica, and acknowledgements and index and stuff. So yeah, so we'll start. This is the introduction. It's the Husbands of River song. So I'm not going to read all this, of course, but basically this is, I'll tell you what, I'll read this introduction and then we'll go through it. So, in the Doctor Who story, Castrovalva, 1982, the newly regenerated Fifth Doctor recuperates in an alien town. But despite everyone being kind, he gets easily confused and talks nonsense, and he's sure there's something sinister going on. At one point, he asks a nice doctor called Murgrave to draw a square. In this square, he asks Murgrave to draw a map of the town. Then he asks, "Now, where's your pharmacy?" Patiently, Murgrave marks it off on the map. "Up here, sir, and down here, and round here, and along here also." Murgrave doesn't have 4 pharmacies, just one, but somehow it appears in 4 different places on the map. There's nothing wrong with the map, it's the town that is peculiar, but that wasn't obvious until Murgrave drew it. Whographica tries to do something similar, illustrating the universe of Doctor Who in ways that will draw out its richness, strangeness and wonder. We've mined all 826 episodes from An Unearthly Child in 1963 to the 2015 Christmas special, The Husbands of River Song. Looking for the peculiar and unexpected and daft. In the process, we rung up the Master to ask him how tall he is, discussed Daleks with the director of the Egyptian Exploration Society, and gone over and over 16 days, 8 hours, 13 minutes, 51 seconds worth of episodes, looking for yet more boggling data. In doing so, we hope to offer a captivating and intriguing journey through Doctor Who for casual fans and hardened aficionados alike. You might be able to hear, just off camera, sort of, here, that's my dog on my bed, being very lazy and loud. In this briefing it says, where possible, we've based the illustrations in this book on hard numbers. However, in some cases, we've had to estimate or use our judgment, for example, on who exactly counts as a companion. And then you've got a colour coordination sort of chart for all the different Doctors again, just up to Capaldi. So no Jodie Whittaker in this book, unfortunately. So chapter 1, the Doctor. So this is lots of information about the First Doctor here. First Doctor, vital statistics, episodes where the First Doctor doesn't appear. All the episodes where he's not in it at all. You've got his height there, 5 foot 8.5 inches. That's only just taller than me. Everywhere he's been, every time period he's been on Earth. This is a Doctor Who magazine poll of all the stories. I'm not sure. not sure. Those viewing figures. I'm not entirely sure what all the different stuff, graphs and charts and stuff here is. It's curious. First words, what are you doing here? Number of episodes, fashion show, all these different outfits. Purely historical stories, sci-fi stories, you've got a chat there. His last words. Yes, thank you. It's good to keep warm. Although technically his last words were changed in Twice Upon a Time. He says something about the long way round, maybe, I'm not sure. Appearances in other stories. So you've got, what have you got here? Power of the Daleks, Day of the Daleks, the Three Doctors, the Brain of Morbius, Earthshock, the Five Doctors, Resurrection of the Daleks, the Next Doctor, the 11th Hour, the Vampires of Venice, Vincent and the Doctor, the Lodger, Nightmare in Silver, the Name of the Doctor, the Day of the Doctor, the Witch's Familiar, and the Zygon Invasion. That's like a lot of those instances of like what am I trying to say? Stock footage and stuff, aren't they? And like Vampires in Venice, he's just a picture he's just a picture. Trying to think more of their episode. I mean, obviously, Twice Upon a Time, the Doctor Falls. He's in that. The Timeless Children, I think, would count because he's in that montage at the end. Trying to remember if they use any of him in any others. I don't think so. There's some more stuff there. This is a breakdown of all his companions, number of stories, so that's different to number of episodes. What's this? Oh, powers of his signet ring. What? Opening the TARDIS doors, controlling Azabi, protecting the Doctor from electric shocks, unjamming the lock of the TARDIS. Interesting. And then his, there's final stories there. Ian and Barbara, of course, get the most stories. I think they're his best companions, aren't they, really? I like Ian and Barbara. Okay, so what have we got here? Firsts. When did we originally clap eyes on? And then what have we got here? Different doctors and monsters and stuff, so. So, an unearthly child. Let's go through these first. So you've got the first Doctor, the TARDIS dematerialising from the outside, a Dalek, Cybermen, the second Doctor, and the change of appearance, regeneration, Ice Warriors, Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, the Sonic Screwdriver, use of the word Time Lord, the third Doctor, Silurians, the Master, Asuntaran, the fourth Doctor, Davros, Zygons, Canine, the fifth Doctor, the Mara, the sixth Doctor, the Rani, the seventh Doctor, the Special Weapons Dalek, the eighth Doctor, the ninth Doctor, Psychic Paper, the 10th Doctor, Weeping Angels, River Song, 11th Doctor, War Doctor, The Silence, the 12th Doctor, and Sonic Sunglasses. So, An Unearthly Child, Episode 1 is the first appearance of the first Doctor, and then the last episode of that story, I think it's called The Firemaker, isn't it? It's the first appearance of the TARDIS dematerialising from the outside. You've got the Daleks, Episode 1, of course, the dead planet there, with the first appearance of the Daleks. The Cybermen there in Episode 1 of the 10th Planet, and the second Doctor in Episode 4 of the 10th Planet. Then the Ice Warriors there, of course, in the Ice Warriors, I think that's Episode 1. Lethbridge Stewart, Colonel Lethbridge Stewart there, that's Web of Fear Part 3, I think, isn't it? If it's, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5, 6, so, yeah, episode 3, he first shows up in the Sonic Screwdriver. That's Fury from the Deep, I think, isn't it? They used the word Time Lord at some point during the War Games. The Third Doctor in Spearhead from Space, a Silurian, Doctor and the Silurians. The Master there in Terror of the Autons, a Sontaran in the Time Warrior, and the Fourth Doctor at the end of Planet of the Spiders. You've got Davros here in Genesis of the Daleks, a Zygon in Terror of the Zygons. This is K9 in... it's the Invisible Enemy, isn't it? The K9 first shows up in... just stretching my hand a bit there. And then you can barely see it because it's right in the middle there. The Fifth Doctor at the end of Locopolis. The Mara there in Kinder. You have the Sixth Doctor at the end of the Caves of Androzani. The Rani in the Mark of the Rani. The Seventh Doctor at the start of Time in the Rani. You've got Special Weapons Dalek in Remembrance of the Daleks. Is that not an episode? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is it only in episode 4 of Remembrance of the Daleks? It's been a long time since I've watched that story. That's mental to me. Then you've got the 8th Doctor there in the movie. You've got the 9th Doctor in Rose. The Psychic Paper in The End of the World. The 10th Doctor there in at the end of Parting of the Ways. You've got... that is... you can't really make it out all that well, but there's a Weeping Angel in Blink, of course. You've got River Song and Silence in the Library. And the 11th Doctor at the end of Time. You've got the Silence in The Impossible Astronaut. This is interesting as well. You first see the War Doctor at the end of Name of the Doctor, and the 12th Doctor's eyebrows first show up in The Day of the Doctor, and then The Time of the Doctor there. And then the first appearance of the Sonic Sunglasses is... hang on. Deep Run into Night. Which is familiar, is that maybe? Oh, maybe I should have worked backwards. Hang on. Wedding a River Song. Hellbent. Heaven Sent. Face the Raven. Sleep No More. Zygon Invasion. Woman Who Lived, Girl Who Died. Yeah, which is familiar, apparently. He does... oh, I suppose he does wear them in Magician's Apprentice, but they're not Sonic, so that's how they've worked that out. A division of Doctors, their costume choices, and the monsters we've seen them fight. So you've got Venn diagrams there. You've got Doctors who've worn bow ties, Doctors who've worn glasses, Doctors who've worn hats. So the 10th Doctor wore glasses, the 5th Doctor wore glasses and a hat. The 4th Doctor wore a hat, the 7th Doctor wore a hat, the 2nd Doctor wore a hat and a bow tie, the 3rd Doctor and the 6th Doctor wore bow ties. The 12th Doctor apparently wore both a bow tie and glasses. Oh, I guess that's Sonic Sunglasses for the 12th Doctor, and presumably when he... no. Mummy on the Orient Express, are they getting like a cravat? That's the only time I think when he wears a bow tie. Right? And then of course the 11th Doctor and the 1st Doctor wore all three. And then of course monsters, you've got Daleks, the Master and the Cybermen. So the War Doctor and the 9th Doctor only fought the Daleks. The 8th Doctor only fought the Master, on screen of course. The 11th Doctor only fought the Daleks and the Cybermen. No one only fought the Cybermen. And like all the others fought all of them. Of course, because the 1st Doctor and the 2nd Doctor fought the Master in the 5 Doctors, so that's how they count. And yeah, hang on, the focus is just gone. There we go. Yeah. The Doctor Doctor's age. And so this is about all the different. Every time the Doctor, so each Doctor, and every time they reference their age, so for example, this is quite confusing. So like this, none of these are references within the first Doctor's era, but apparently in The Sound of Drums, he says that he was 8 when he entered the Academy. He said he was a kid of 90 in the Stolen Earth when he first visited the Medusa Cascade, stole the TARDIS when he was around 200. The second Doctor tells Victoria is around 450. Lots of references in like the 11th Doctor's era and a couple in the 10th Doctor's era and stuff. And then what's this? Oh, so this is every colour. Yeah, okay, so how long they each are when they say they are. So the third Doctor suggests he's several thousand years old, and the 12th Doctor is over 2,000. The 11th Doctor's got lots of different accounts, so it's inconsistent there. Yeah. See, stuff like this is just a very interesting visual way of presenting it. And like, oh my god, Return of the Doctor, how long it took former incarnations to appear on screen again. There's a little asterisk there. Includes newly recorded material with actors present and speaking, not still images, clips of old episodes, body doubles or models. And so this counts dimensions in time. And yeah. Stuff like that, you can pause that and try and work it out for yourself if you want. Time and relatives, the happy sprawling family of Doctor Who. So you've got this very fancy graph, but I'm going to move on because it says Mickey Smith and that makes me think of Noel Clarke. I dig your fat gear where the Doctor got his clothes, so like where the clothes were picked up, like a hospital in Leadsworth and Sanctuary Base 6 and a hospital in San Francisco and a coat from Janis Joplin. Of course, we know the 13th Doctor's clothes were stolen from a charity. Not stolen, she bought them from a charity shop. She didn't steal them. The Doctor's anatomy, isn't this a lovely, horrifying image of a weird boxer to Peter Capaldi? Don't like that. Although I do love the fact that they've given him question mark underpants, which not only, that's a weird place to point, not only is that just a funny visual gag, but it's also a reference. Does he not say in one of the Zygon episodes that he wears question mark underpants? So yeah, that's like the anatomy and what his body can do. Chapter 2, we might have to split this up into a couple of different videos, I might do. Well, we'll see how long we go on for. I'm coming on about 20-25 minutes now, so it might only be 2-3 chapters, because this looks a big chapter as well, so we'll see. And also, my hand is starting to a little bit from propping this up, but we'll see how we go. So, monsters and enemies. Of course, at the beginning of each chapter, you've got the vital statistics about each Doctor. So, how many times he faces the Cybermen and the Daleks, Ice Warriors and Yeti. 6, number of stories that ended on a cliffhanger. Rejected costumes, a sonic screwdriver, which is just a pen. Fashion show, different costume. Although that was Salamander, isn't it? So that doesn't really count. But hats and nom de plume. So different names he goes by. So Dr. Von Ware in the Highlanders, Dr. W, the Underwater Menace, and John Smith in the Wheel and in space in the war games. Mentions of when I say run, run. Mentions of oh my word. The first use of the phrase in the title, facing the titles is in the Macra Terror. 119 episodes. How many stories does he have? Doesn't say his number of stories, but it's 21, isn't it? Because he's got three seasons with 7 stories each. I know season 4 has got 9 stories because it's got 2 First Doctor stories at the start. You know. So, black and white versus colour. Doctor Who began in 1963 but was only made in colour from Spearhead in Space. And so this is 30% of Doctor Who episodes are in black and white. And 69% are in colour. That'll be a different percentage now. Quite immature, really. The best of enemies, the favourite monsters and villains of actors who've played the Doctor. There's an asterisk there. It says siege page down here. It's siege page 212 for our references. So we've got William Hartnell said the Daleks. Patrick Troughton said the Androgons from the 2 Doctors, probably because he just got to lie around and eat food all day. John Pertwee said the Ogrons and Draconians. Tom Baker said the 6th floor at the BBC, because of course Tom Baker said that. Peter Davison said Cybermen. Colin Baker said the Master. Sylvester McCoy said the Daleks. Paul McGann said the Yeti. Christopher Eccleston said Sontarans. David Tennant said Zygons and Sontarans. Matt Smith said Weeping Angels. And Peter Capaldi said Mondasian Cybermen and Axons. I wonder what Jodie Whittaker would say. Maybe Daleks, maybe the Master. I don't know. One-off wonders. So this is basically any monsters or creatures. It says here, non-human, non-robot creatures featured in one story of Doctor Who and then never seen or mentioned again. Yeah, so really the Toy Maker was never even referenced again in the show. Well, of course, that's incorrect now because he gets mentioned in Can You Hear Me? And then of course you've got the 2nd Doctor there. No, that's the 3rd Doctor, sorry. This is the 2nd Doctor. Doctors 4 to 5. Doctors 4 to 5. Lots and lots and lots in the 4th Doctor's era, of course. And the 5th Doctor's era there. I imagine this will be 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So, 6th Doctor's era there. Stuff in Drala of a Time Lord. What have you? The 7th Doctor's era. Nothing in the 8th Doctor's era. I'm not really sure why he's there, but sure. And then 9, 10, 11 and 12. Lots from the End of the World. And then the space pig there. 10th Doctor's era, 11th and 12th, of course. So this is Daleks versus Cybermen versus Sontarans versus the Master. How often we've seen the Doctor's most frequently appearing enemies. So this sort of mustard colour is 563 episodes without Daleks, Cybermen, Sontarans or the Master. And then of course you've got this sort of bronze, which is the Daleks. This white silver is the Cybermen. This dark reddish is the Master, and the yellow is Sontarans. So in total you've got what is that? 105 episodes with Daleks, 51 episodes with Cybermen, 23 episodes with Sontarans, and 88 episodes with the Master. Oh. The fear factor, Doctor Who's scariest, eeriest and creepiest monsters, and they've sort of modelled it on classification, so you've got U for Universal, PG for parental guidance, and 12, of course. So what have you got here? You've got little, trigger warnings, but avoid if you suffer from ophiophobia here from the movie. What's under the bed from Listen contains mild ambiguity, contains faceless authority figures. Warning contains middle-aged men in lipstick. Contains moderate dummy action here. What else have we got? The Death of Cain contains mild Raiders of the Lost Ark references. Oh, I see. So the ones in red are like joke warnings, sort of, and the ones in black are official things from the BBFC, which is, if you don't know, that's the British Board of Film Classification. And so what they've officially rated it, so The Empty Child contains mild horror, mild violence, mild fantasy horror, mild threat, mild violence and horror, stuff like that. So a nice mix of actual warnings and jokey warnings there. So capture, escape, repeat. How often the Second Doctor and his companions are held prisoner in his final story, The War Games. So you've got this graph here of episode duration, episode number, the 10 episodes. You've got a key for the Doctor, Jamie and Zoe, of course, and then what's this? Map of the War Games. So it's got a sort of a journey. ABC. So the TARDIS arrives. I've not seen the War Games. TARDIS arrives in the war zone, and then you've got the Roman zone, the Crimean War Zone, American Civil War Zone, the English Civil War Zone, 30 Years War Zone, Boer War Zone. Oh, it's like that's 1917 War Zone, where they first arrived. Greek Zone. Yeah. I've not seen the War Games. I'll get around to it one day. Okay, that was a little bit of a quicker chapter. We might do chapter 3 Earth and then possibly call it for this video. We'll see. So you've got your vital statistics for the Third Doctor. I think these are based on, they're split by seasons, aren't they? You've got sort of a statistical breakdown of the three main companions, Liz, Jo and Sarah Jane. Sonic Screwdriver there. How many times he does Venusian Aikido. First words. Mentions of reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. 128 episodes. Last words. His height, of course, and then fashion show every jacket, different jacket that he wears. So his main black one he wears in Spearhead from Space, Doctor and the Silurians, Ambassadors of Death, Inferno, Terror of the Autons, The Claws of Axos, colony in space, and the Sea Devils. This red one is in Terror of the Autons, the Mind of Evil, the Claws of Axos, the Daemons, Day of the Daleks, and the Mutants. This sort of more orangey one is in the Curse of Peladon, the Time Monster, the Three Doctors, and Planet of the Spiders. This green one is in Carnival of Monsters, Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks, the Green Death, and the Time Warrior. This purple one is in Planet of the Daleks. You've got this black one with the red lining in the Green Death and Death to the Daleks. You've got the blue one in Invasion of the Dinosaurs. This sort of looks sort of greenish, dark green in the Monster of Peladon, and then a different black one in Planet of the Spiders. So, structure of the Earth. There are beasts below. So, yeah, you've got like the Rachnos children, the babies, the Dalek mineshaft from Dalek Invasion of Earth, Silurian civilizations, Salamander's atomic deep shelter underneath Australia, primordial slime just below the crust, and of course, the moon as a dragon egg. The Doctor's earthly travels. This planet, not just the UK, is protected. Just look at all the places where the TARDIS has been sighted. And so this is basically everywhere on the planet. And then I think I'm trying to tell where the UK is. Maybe that's the UK, and they've just not included it because it's everywhere else other than the UK on this map here. Yeah, for London sightings, see down here it says for London sightings, see pages 70 to 73. So we'll get to those in a bit. A short history of the planet Earth and humanity is what this page is. Lovely rainbow colour. The political timeline of Doctor Who. So all the different prime ministers and different prime ministers and stuff. Everybody lives. Nobody dies on screen in 8 stories, only 8, and they are, of course, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, which is what this quote's from, The Mind Robber, Fury from the Deep, The Savages, The Edge of Destruction, Listen, Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, and Hide. I said, well, I mean, I'm not sure about that, because I think people do die in Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. On screen just gets reversed, right? I don't know. Decades of the Doctor, when stories have been set, even if just for one scene. So I mean, this is just your your basic story. You know, when a story's been in what decade. Of course, you've got a lot more in the 1960s, the 1970s. You've got a lot of Third Doctor stories. In the 1980s, 1990s, there's a few. 2000s, lots of 9th and 10th Doctor stories. 2010s, lots of 11th and 12th Doctor stories. Over here. The languages of the Doctor. I'm the Doctor, and if the there's a quote there. Sorry, it's basically just what he can speak. He speaks horse, baby, cat, and dinosaur. Same day, the 5 episodes of Doctor Who that at least partly set on the day they were broadcast. So you've got the Feast of Stephen, set on Earth, which was December 25th, 1965. You've got the Big Bang on Earth. They're all on Earth, aren't they? The Big Bang is on June 26, 2010. Silver Nemesis Part 1 is on November 23rd, 1988. Logopolis Part 1 on February 28th, 1981. And Volcano, January 1st, 1966. So is that, I want to say that's got to be a Dalek invasion of Earth. Right? Yeah, because that's basically the episode after Feast of Stephen. The Master Through Time. Outward appearance of age and stuff. So the height and the age of what the Master looks like generally. So they've got, of course, William Hughes, who played him in the flashbacks in Series 3. Roger Delgado, Peter Pratt, Jeffrey Beavers, Anthony Ainley, Gordon Tipple, the Morphin Snake, Eric Roberts, Derek Jacobi, John Sim, Michelle Gomez. Of course, we now have Sacha Dhawan as well. Calling the Capital. Doctor Who stories set with at least one scene. Doctor Who stories with at least one scene set in London. So this is 1963 to 1989, when the series was being made in London. So you've got Heathrow, Gatwick, you've got Central London, a very specific map of Central London there. And then part 2, 2005 to 2015, when the series was being made in Garden. So you've got East, West, North, South, Central. What's South London? That's a park from the Zygon invasion. What's up in North? 18. Let's have a look at that. 18 is in Stratford and Fear. East, number 23 was number 23. Thames Barrier from the Runaway Bride. West, what's far west? 32. Ealing. And then of course you've got your Central London. Cool. I don't know why it's called poop. All the vehicles driven or piloted by the Third Doctor and the stories they first appeared in. So yeah, of course you've got cars and you've got Bessie and you've got the TARDIS apparently counts. The TARDIS console, a Billy's van, that trike. You got the buggy, the Whomobile, speedboats and all this stuff. Yeah, lots of vehicles. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this video is getting on a bit, is I'm going to call it there for now. And I'll do a follow-up video in the next video. And we'll start with chapter 4. Do probably another 3 or 4 chapters, depending on how long they are. So it might be a couple more videos to go through this book, sort of in total. But I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you look into the book. Let me know if you've got this book, and what else you might like to see, other books, other Doctor Who stuff that you might want to see me chat about or go through in a ASMR video like this one. I might do those. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, all those things that help the algorithm and help out a lot. They'd be greatly appreciated. And I will see you next time as we continue through this book.